Hi guys, welcome to Motivation Monday. Sorry for missing last week, I was sick, but this week we are attacking something that I really despise. Database audits. If you don't know what that is, hang with me. I'll give you the basic rundown and walk you through it step by step. Be back in just a second. And we're back. So we are talking database audits. The reason why this is my least favorite activity is it does require a lot of work. But one of the major things is once you've done a database audit, your life becomes a lot easier. So it takes a couple of days of hard work, a few hours a day to really go through your list of leads and clients and figure out what's going on and where you need to put your attention. But that is the whole goal. Conceptually, when you ask, why should I do a database audit? It's because you need to know A, who's in your database, B, where are they at in the selling process, and C, what opportunities have I missed with them? So let's go kind of walk this through conceptually first. I'll give you some ideas and examples, and then we're going to walk through a process of how to actually get it done. Okay? So conceptually, database audits are built. Everyone knows what a CRM system. If you've worked with me, you know what a CRM is. Customer Relationship Management Software. So this could be Exact Target. It could be Exact. It could be Brian Buffini's Referral Maker. It could be KV Core. It could be KW's in-house CRM, Capital Title's working on a CRM, like there's so many CRMs. So people get confused as to what's the best CRM, but basically a CRM just holds your data. And even if you're using a spreadsheet, this is important for you. Your data is in one place. And now what you're doing with a database audit is going through the system, because we don't do this on a daily basis like we should, going through the system, seeing who's in your database, who needs to be in your database, who needs to be removed from your database, or maybe changed to a different track or campaign, and then how quickly you need to reach these people and where your focus needs to be, because where your focus is, that's where your activities are going to be decided, right? So if you want to focus on a specific branch of clients, because right now the market's shifting, the market's just a crapshoot right now. We'll just be honest here. So you have a list of clients that went from, hey, they're qualified, they're struggling to find homes, they've got good credit, they've got a down payment, and they're really actively looking in the market, and we're searching every day. But with that interest rate shift, we're talking about, all right, these people no longer qualify for the houses that they need. So while there's more inventory available, they can't qualify for the amount of house that they used to. So you have this shift in the market. So you're going to identify those customers and say, all right, this person was actively looking, now they can't. So I'm going to put them in a separate campaign that says, okay, when the interest rates change, I need to jump on these clients as soon as possible so that I am the first realtor that they call. Okay, so you've got to nurture them in the process when they're going through the struggle of the interest rates and how to manage that. Maybe you'll send out an educational campaign stating, hey guys, don't worry, this is just kind of a lull. We'll get to a point where there's going to be some resolution. We'll work on some different options. I'll keep my ears open for you, and we'll fight for you to get a house. Okay, so we keep them active and engaged, but they're no longer going to be a day-to-day communication. So you've shifted your focus onto them in a different way. And then whenever the market changes, you're going to immediately go to that list and you're going to attack it in a very strategic way, right? Because you know exactly who to talk to. And there you go. Your leads are waiting and they're ready to jump on it. But if you're the first person to get to them, you're going to make those sales. Okay, so it allows you to identify people who need to be in a different category, identify people who need to be flat out removed from your list. There are people in my list, I'm like, how did you get in here? What was I thinking? Like, I don't even like you. That's not true. But there are people who don't need to be there. Okay, so we've moved people, we've deleted people. Maybe there's critical people that you're like, where? You're not in here. Like, this is an alphabetical order. Why aren't you not here? So you need to make sure they're in there. Maybe they're in your phone, but not in your CRM. Oh, a lot of hand gestures today. Sorry, guys. So go back through Identify those people, because if you don't have them in the right order or in the right place or in the right campaign, you can't be effective from a marketing perspective. I'm sorry. You cannot do it. So that's the conceptual thing, is if you don't have the right data in the right places, you cannot be effective and you cannot convert as many leads as you're hoping for. So instead, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through our database, and I'm going to kind of give you a step-by-step process, okay? So number one is get your data together. So most CRMs will allow you to download or export is the term, export all of your contacts and most of their information. It won't allow you necessarily to go through and get every single piece of contact information for them. It won't get all your comments or all the campaigns that they, were communicated with. Some of them will, some of them won't. But you want to download as much data as you can from the system. And once you have that, you're going to have this nice, beautiful, ugly, scary looking spreadsheet. And it's going to probably be a CSV file, comma separated variable. I don't know. And you're going to pull this up on your computer, and it's going to look like a jumbled mess. Okay, so your next step is to control the chaos. Okay, I recommend deleting any columns that have zero information in them, because sometimes when you download or export your CRM data, it's going to have a ton of junk in there. That's just their files that you've never used, that there's nothing in it. So delete any lines. Remember, you're not deleting from your CRM, you're just deleting from the Excel file, right? So you delete them from the system, and you all of a sudden go from like 50 different rows to maybe 15 or 20, and it's a lot more manageable, okay? So that's step one, delete any irrelevant data, okay? Then I'm going to go through and I'm going to reorder the files. So I'm going to reorder those rows to things that are important. For me, there's something called a contact ID. Now, for me, contact IDs are actually going to be realtor license numbers. But in most CRMs, contact IDs are going to be a random number assigned to an email address or name that helps the system identify that is the same person, okay? So it's purely for the system's benefit. So you don't want to mess with those numbers, especially if you're going to be re-uploading, which we will be. Don't mess with those numbers and don't delete that column. Contact ID, they can have a couple of different names. Keep that row, okay? But you can move it. Go ahead and move it out of the way because you don't need to see it. What you need to see is first name, last name, date of birth, email address, home address, city, state, zip, maybe spouse name, maybe kid's name, depending on what your CRM actually has in it. So those are the kind of main columns that you want, because step two is the worst part. It's going to be going through every single record and cleansing that and adding to the data, right? So we've deleted stuff that doesn't matter. Now, one thing you can do first, or you can do this as a combined step, is to go through record by record, and you're going to fill in missing data. So like one of the things I have is Facebook click ID. So I can go into someone's Facebook profile. I'm giving you a lot of information here. I can go to someone's Facebook profile, and when you go straight to their profile, the URL directly above their profile pic is that Facebook click ID, right? So you copy it, you paste it, and then it actually helps with social campaigns. Not everybody has to do that. Don't worry about it. But one big thing you can get from Facebook is birthdays. So you go to that client's, you want to make sure you're friends with them on Facebook. If you have lists, you want to add them to a list. If they're a family member or referral, if they are maybe a past client. So if you're ever doing invites, those kind of things. Then maybe you want to find them on Instagram or another social. So like I have 3 screens. This is just because I'm a techie person. I have one screen for my data sheet. I have one screen for Instagram, and I have one screen for Facebook, right? So I go through and I add everything to it. And if I need those links, I put them in my database. I fill out first name, last name. I check for spelling just in case I've made an accidental spelling. I want to make sure the birthdays are in there. I want to make sure I have an address for them if I can get one. That's not always the most important piece, but for y'all sending out notes and thank you cards, that's actually really helpful. If you don't know how to look up addresses, let me know. I'll share a little tip with you. But just comment below and I'll get in touch with you. But so birthdays, addresses, phone numbers are very important. Some people like to have home numbers and cell numbers. I think cell numbers are just the most important because you can actually create texting campaigns, which again goes back to the conceptual of what you can do when you have the power of these resources. And one big thing I like to do is campaigns, or lead status is another really good one. So for you as a realtor, you have, past client, you have active lead, you have dead lead, you have still looking, you have low credit, you have a number of, interest rate too high, those kind of things. You can name those special campaigns and actually start to build campaigns around those people. And then whenever, let's say we talked about earlier, the interest rates drop or something in the market shifts again in their favor, you can literally go into your CRM, pull up just those people and start calling them directly. So there's a real advantage to when you're going through them line by line, you're looking at each individual person to see where they're at in the selling process. And when something changes, you can actually go back and attack that particular group of people. Okay, so step 1, download your data. Step 2, go through and delete those annoying little extra columns that just make everything look messy. Then we're going to go to step 3, move your columns back so that you see just the most important information. So whether that's first name, last name, email address, phone number, address, date of birth, big one, go to Facebook and grab those, and just that's what you want to see. So go back through, look at those different lists, make sure you got everything. Then step 4, begin the tedious work. Go line by line, identifying clients that you want to keep, that are important to you, and what campaign list you want them to be in, and fill in the data. Okay, guys, this is a really easy step to describe, but I have roughly like 300 people in my database. It's not huge, and that is intentional, but I'm going through and culling out everyone that doesn't need to be there. Some people have left the industry, some people have left the area, some people, we just don't click, and so that's totally cool because not everybody's for everyone else. But you've got to identify those people because you don't want dead weight in your CRM. Now, you don't need to do this every 6 months, but it's been so long since I've been in the business now that I haven't done one. It's probably been almost 2 years, and it's been time because especially for my new people, you get in the business and you throw everybody in that CRM and you don't understand how to filter it because you're just new and you're just trying to figure it out, right? So what you need to do is once you've been in the business for a while and you kind of know the people better and what personalities actually lead to sales, you're going to be able to identify who needs to be removed and who needs to be changed. But I hope this was helpful. Guys, if you need help with a database audit, I'm always here. If you have questions, go ahead and put them down in the comments for me, and we'll answer as many as we can. But again, I'm always here. I'm your title rep for life. So if there is something you need to be more successful, you just let me know, and I'll take care of you. But so this has been Motivation Monday. I love you guys. Be safe out there. Do those database audits and pray for me while I do mine. I'm with you. I practice what I preach.